32 minutes after the hour on a Wednesday morning, I'm Michael Patrick Shields. Glad to have you with us here back in our American Metal Roof studio. That's right here, a couple blocks from the Capitol. After a couple of days at the World Golf Hall of Fame in Ponte Vedra, Florida, the Players' Championship gets underway on Thursday. We'll have full coverage of that for you as well. The nation's 5 largest mortgage firms may be forced to reduce loan balances for distressed homeowners. It's part of an agreement with state attorneys general and the Obama administration to settle claims of faulty mortgage practices. That is what we're hearing this morning, so we welcome in Kim LaForette from Coldwell Banker Hubbell Briarwood. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Michael Patrick. How are you this morning?
Is it possible, really, that you could get your loan balance reduced because of the manner in which your mortgage was dispensed?
Well, they're looking at that right now. Because of the foreclosure imbalances or the foreclosure process that has not been followed correctly in a lot of these different cases right now. This is one of the situations that they're looking at, maybe to try to rectify the situation a little bit, I guess.
Mortgage principal reductions would be part of a compromise on a fine levied on Bank of America, J.P. Morgan Chase, Citigroup, Wells Fargo, Ally Financial, and penalties could reach as much as $3 billion. And this coming on the heels of the news, Kim LaForette, that 1 in 4 U.S. homeowners is underwater. The study says that 28% of Americans, 28%, now owe more money on their house than it's worth.
It's not surprising when you look at where the bubble, I guess, where it was at the top when it broke, the prices that were as high as they were, and then you figure just in Lansing alone, they've dropped an average of about 32% in the past 4 years. It makes only sense that most people are going to be upside down, especially when they're using their homes to, like ATM cards, where, several years ago it was, just refinance your home, you can pull money out, you can go out and buy your, quad sport or a new car or whatever. So when they changed up the interest deductions and said, you can't deduct interest on a car loan anymore or on mortgage or on credit cards, people then took the mindset mentality, well, I can deduct that interest on my home, so therefore a high balance on my home is going to make more financial sense, which obviously we see did not.
Those negative equity numbers are up 22% from last year.
It's amazing. I know. It's just when you think that everything is bottomed out, you start to hear more of these numbers. And again, one of the main things that we're finding is they're still finding that certain states, Michigan being one of them, is in a declining value state. So even if you get a buyer and a seller on a particular property to pay what they feel is a fair price for the property, you're getting appraisers that are coming in, and they are figuring, I had an appraisal this past week where they came in and they said they're figuring 10% reduction over sales that have sold just 90 days ago.
No kidding.
So if you're comparing a home from 90 days ago that sold for $100,000, you're saying that value today would only be worth $90,000. How do you argue with that?
I know it, and the economists are saying the housing market isn't going to bottom out until sometime next year. Home value is already down 33% from June of 2006.
It's until we start changing some practices, and in the whole thing right now, it's overwhelming. It's hard to even pinpoint it. There's not one particular thing. What a homeowner can do when people are out looking for homes right now, because I've had some people say that, well, I'm not going to look for a home until I know that things have bottomed out. Number one, you can never predict when it's going to bottom out. You can't see in the future. You can look in the past and you can say, okay, it bottomed out in such and such a date. So if you need housing, it makes sense to just go out and to make the best deal that you can on a particular property. But don't use your home like an ATM card like so many people have done in the past. That, along with our economy crashing like it has caused these negative equities in properties. So again, it's just smart buying.
Thank you very much. Kim LaForette can help you do smart buying. She's with Coldwell Banker Hubbell Briarwood in the Lansing area. We'll talk with you again soon. All the best.
Take care.
37 minutes after the hour right now. This weekend will be a very sort of expressive display on Saturday, and the two fellows who are here to tell us about it, Phil Mondro, he's the Deputy Grand Knight at the St. Mary's Cathedral in Lansing of the Knights of Columbus, and with Granger Incorporated. Thanks for being available this morning.
Thank you, Michael Patrick.
Always nice to get up early. And Jason Johnson, Capital Bank Corp., a past Grand Knight of the East Lansing Council of the Knights of Columbus. How are you?
Good morning, Michael Patrick.
You hear all that banking news. Do you get a little, tight in the collar there?
It's certainly been challenging, but we're working through it, and community banks are here to serve the local communities.
We're going to have a living rosary on Saturday, as I understand. What is that?
The Living Rosary is an inspiring presentation of the Rosary, the well-known Catholic prayer, which is presented publicly by the Honor Guard of the 4th Degree Knights of Columbus. People may recognize the 4th Degree Honor Guard as the gentlemen that have the plumed hats, the swords, the capes that often march in parades.
Yes.
They're
they look a little bit like pirates.
Somewhat. They are our public arm that represents the Knights at community functions. The Knights in this case will assemble in the Capitol lawn in the shape of the Rosary. They will hold colored balloons symbolizing the beads of the Rosary. There'll be a public recitation, and then guest comments by Bishop Emeritus of Lansing, Carl Mengeling.
I'm sure it's very moving to see that in person, the Living Rosary, especially in that setting on the lawn of the Capitol. And I understand this happens also on the lawn of Grand Hotel once a year?
It does. Actually, in 2 weeks, this will be happening up at Mackinac Island. And this whole crazy idea happened about 2 years ago, where I was witnessing this prayerful expression. And I said, wouldn't it be neat to have it someplace closer than Mackinac Island, or not have to take a boat to get there? I figured this is someone challenged me to bring it closer to home, and we did just that. So we're looking forward to having everyone come out, and it's a very prayerful, moving expression of your faith, and to witness it, to go prayerful, quiet, reverent, and looking forward to everyone turning out to see what we're about.
This is 2 o'clock Saturday, May 14th, right on the lawn of the Capitol?
Yes, on the East Lawn.
And anyone can come? There's no entry fee or anything like that?
No entry fee. Everyone's welcome. It's definitely a family endorsed event, and the Knights are all about family, so anyone is welcome to attend.
MILife.org is where people go for more details. Do I have that right?
MIKOFC.org.
So MIKOFC. Oh, Knights of Columbus, KFC. Michigan Knights of Columbus.org. MIKOFC.org if you want to be part of it. But just show up at 2 o'clock on Saturday for a Living Rosary, and you're going to have a very special guest there, too.
We will indeed, Michael Patrick. We appreciate the opportunity to come and tell the community about it. We're hoping for great weather, and more importantly, hundreds of people to spread the message of the Rosary to Greater Lansing as a whole.
The Most Reverend Sir Knight Carl Mengeling, the Bishop Emeritus of Lansing, will be there as well.
Yes, he will.
It takes a lot of time to earn the right to, as a Knight of Columbus, to wear what is it called?
The 4th degree is the honorary degree of the Knights of Columbus. A regular Knight of Columbus can progress through the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd degrees of the program. It's an organization open to all Catholic men 18 and over, but it's a family organization, so wives, children, everyone's invited to all of our events. It's not just for Catholic men, but the 4th degree is an honorary degree that you can receive by taking a ceremony.
Well, the kids will be welcome there on the lawn, too, of the Capitol, and you can see the Living Rosary again, 2 o'clock Saturday. Hopefully the sun will be shining.
Indeed.
I know the hearts will be warm. It's Michael Patrick Shields, and it's Wednesday, and we'll get you the sports story. Ty Pennington is coming up next from ABC's Extreme Makeover Home Edition. Congressman Mike Rogers from the Intelligence Committee, he's the chair, will be with us later to talk more about the fallout of the death of Osama bin Laden.